Alright. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yep. Get this thing started. First couple questions are pretty easy. So, first one, this is a parabola that opens. A parabola of the form a y equals opens blank if a is positive, upward, and downward if it's negative. If a is negative, we're talking about that a right there. Uh-oh. Did I mess up? I said upward twice. I meant downward. Try again. Opens upward for positive and downward for negative. How did I get that wrong? This has a vertex of HK. All vertices are ironically HK. It should not be a hard problem. But instead of y equals x squared, this is x equals y squared, which is a sidewards parabola. So if a is positive, it opens to the right, and if a is negative, it opens to the left. This is the new stuff right here, the horizontal parabola. The x coordinate of the vertex of this, no, they switched it. Instead of y equals x squared, it's the other way, so this also switches. The y value, isn't it? So everything's opposite for the x equals equation. So you notice the x equals equation, the hk are reversed. Well, the vertex is hk, but in the formula the hk are reversed because it's not a y equals equation. Let's see. Find the intercepts of the following parabola, then graph it. Okay, so the intercepts. Well, we're trying to find. Looks like the x-intercepts. Well, let's do the y-intercept first. So this is number 6. First, we'll do the y-intercepts, and the y-intercept has an x equals 0. In this case, y equals negative 0 squared plus 2 times 0 plus 8. So y equals 8 because 0, 0. Those cancel out. And the order pair is 0, 8. That is the y-intercept. Next, we do the x-intercept. And for the x-intercept, the y equals 0. The other letter always equals 0 for the intercepts. So 0 equals negative x squared plus 2x plus 8. Right away, you can't factor this unless the leading coefficient is negative, so I multiply everything by negative 1. Basically changing the sign of everything. Multiplying everything by negative 1. By negative 1. And all it does is change the sign of everything. Negative to positive, positive to negative, and positive to negative. And the reason why is because anytime you're factoring, you must always GCF the negative if the leading term or leading coefficient is negative. Now I should be able to factor this using the shortcut method. What times what equals negative 8? Well, that'll be a negative 4 and a positive 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2, so we're good. This is a zero product rule. Some number times some number equals 0, so x minus 4 equals 0, or x plus 2 equals 0. Well, x equals 4 and x equals negative 2. The answer is 4, 0, the x and the y, and this one is negative 2, 0, the x and the y. There's 1, 2, 3 intercepts in this So the x-intercepts are 4, 0, -2, 0, and 0, 8. Make sure you guys read the instructions here. Simplify your answers. Use ordered pairs. Use comma separate answers as needed. No spaces. Even though it will allow you to use spaces, I always have, in general, I say no spaces because people type in 2 spaces on accident and get it wrong. And it's hard to tell what your mistake was when you do that stuff. Oh, not completed. What you want to do? No, let's do this. So I have to graph this. Alright. So if I'm going to graph this, the first thing I need to graph is the vertex. So if the first thing I need to graph is the vertex, I better find what the vertex is. So for the vertex, x equals negative b over 2a. Okay? If we come there. So x equals negative, what's b? 2 over 2 times a. In this case, a is negative 1. Negative over negative is positive, and that's a 1. We plug in a 1, we get y equals negative 1 squared plus 2 times 1 plus 8, which equals negative 1 plus 2 plus 8, which equals 9. That's the order pair 1, 9. So we have the vertex. We just need 2 points, vertex and one other point, to be honest. So let's click on this. We click on the parabola tool, put the vertex at 1 to the right, 9 up, and the second point will be 4, 0. So, wait. Uh-oh. Did I do something wrong? Let's do 4, 0. 4 to the right, 0. Yeah, that's right. Looks good. Save. Check. Good job. Alright. We can move on. This is easy. The vertex is negative k, or opposite is k, and opposite is h. That's always k. So the opposite of 3 is a negative 3, and the k is always the same. Uh-oh. Intercepts? No, I'm gonna skip that one. You would do the exact same thing that I did previously. Skipping this one. Don't want to do all the problems. Alright, this is a good one. So, number 8. For x equals y squared dot dot dot, the vertex is y equals negative b over 2a instead of instead of x equals, because these are the x's used to be over here, now the y's over here, so that's going to be the y. So this one is y equals, the b is 6, the a is a 1, so negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Now to find x, we just plug in negative 3 into the formula. Negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 plus 8. Let's write, copying the formula. 9 minus 18 plus 8. 9 plus 18 is 17, and 17 minus 18 is negative 1. That is negative 1, negative 3 vertex. Oh, x and y intercepts. I need to do the same thing. I'm going to blow my nose real quick. I'm back. So the x and y intercepts. Here we go. For the x-intercept, the other letter y equals 0. So x equals 0 plus 6 times 0 plus 8 equals 8. So that is 8 comma 0. The y-intercept means the x equals 0. 0 equals y squared plus 6y plus 8, which means we can factor this y plus 4 and y plus 2. 0 product rule, y plus 4 equals 0, y plus 2 equals 0, y equals negative 4, y equals negative 2. That gives me 0, negative 4, and 0, negative 2 for the intercepts. Okay, let's type it in. The x-intercepts are 8, comma 0. The y-intercepts are 0, negative 4, and 0, negative 2. Brian, your juice? Yeah. I didn't drink it all, you drink it all. You want some milk? Look, it's just as good. Yes. You drink it here though. Alright, graphing. Let's see. This is a sideways parabola with a vertex of vertex is negative 1, negative 3, negative 1, negative 3, and any 1 point, so I'll use the 8, 0, 8 to the right, 0 up down, which is the x-intercept. You can use any point, it'll work, but use that one because that was right there. Fantastic. Alright. Huh, that's annoying. Next. This one's pretty easy. All the vertexes. Negative 4, negative 9. Oops, I'm supposed to reverse them. I messed up. For the x equals equation, the hk is reversed, so the h is negative 9, and the k is the opposite of 4 inside, which is negative 4. That's for intercepts. I'll skip that one. To find the intercepts, you do the same thing that I did earlier. Alright. What are we doing here? Find the intercepts of this parabola and graph it. Huh? Let's write this down first. Things we need to know for number 10. We know the vertex, which is obviously 6, negative 3. The hk are reversed, and the k gets to reverse because it's x equals. It's not a normal equation. Let's do the x-intercept. The x-intercept has a y equals 0. And so the x is 3 squared is 9 plus 6, which equals 15. That gives me 15 comma 0. Y-intercept. The y-intercept has an x equals 0. What about x equals x there? 0 equals y plus 3 squared plus 6. Now you'd probably be foiling this. Y plus 2 times y plus, that is the incorrect method to do this because it is already partially solved for you in this version. Minus 6, we get minus 6 equals y plus 3 squared. Then you do plus or minus square root, plus or minus square root. The 2 and the square root cancels out. You have the plus or minus I square root of 6 equals y plus 3. And you just minus 3. You have, I'm going to switch the directions here. Minus 3, we get y equals minus 3 plus or minus I root 6. Because it has an I, it is imaginary. That means, imaginary means that the y-intercept does not exist. So look for no y-intercept, which is b, and there is an x-intercept, which is 15, 0. Check answer. Good job. Graph. So we only have 2 points to work with here. It's a sideways graph. 6 to the right, negative 3 down. Go, and 15, 0. 15 to the right, 0 over. I believe that's it. Excellent. Alright. Find the vertex by completing the square. Ooh, I gotta do number 11. This is a hard one. Number 11. Okay, by completing the square. Okay. Now, normally, if you did x equals negative b over 2a, you can solve the vertex super easily. You don't really have to follow the directions to get the answer. You can easily solve it with this formula. And that's what most people are going to do. That's what you should do. But the lesson here is solve by completing the square, so I will show you how to solve by completing the square, which nobody would ever do. Nobody would ever do that. Huh. Nobody would ever, that's like a nonsense thing. Nobody would ever do this on this problem. But anyways, I'm going to do it, but just remember that you should never be doing this for finding the vertex. You should use negative b over 2a, not the way they say complete the square. Okay? So anyways, I'm gonna do it anyways. The complete the square says first you isolate the variable terms x squared minus 4x, and then you just put the constants, the numbers, a little bit to the right, so we just ignore those. And what we're going to do is I'm going to add half of b squared. So b is negative 4, so half of b divided by 2 is negative 2, and if you square it, negative 2 times negative 2 is a plus 4. But I cannot just add 4 here. I have to add, oops, I have to add and subtract 4. So really I'm adding 0. You see that? Plus 4 is adding 0. That's what that's doing. Plus 4 minus 4 is adding 0. Okay? So this is what we're trying to get. So we got y equals x, oops, that's not x minus 2, and that's times x minus 2, and this right here is going to be 7 minus 4 is 3. Y equals x minus 2 squared plus 3, which is HK form. In this case, 2, 3 is the vertex. H. Okay, there you go. Just remember, guys, you should never be using completing the square for this problem. It's a waste of your time, because nobody ever does it. Nobody should be doing it. But I guess you could have done it. What happened? What's going on? Did I mess it up? No? Oh, I attempted 21. What did I do wrong? Did I copy the problem wrong? Oh no. I think I did. I think I made a mistake or something. I wrote a 7 and it says 21. Ooh. Let's fix that. It's a 21. Did I get minus 8? No, minus 8. So minus 8. Why did the whole problem reset? Holy moly. Let's do that again. Erase. Where's my eraser? That's faster. Right, starting over. So we have y equals x squared minus 8x plus 21. Y equals x squared minus 8x. 8 divided by 2 is 4, negative 4. Negative 4 squared is 16. Plus 16 minus 16 plus 21. Y equals x minus 4 squared. 21 minus 16 is 5. So that's 4, 5. Oh, you know what I think I did? I think I clicked on the bottom button here to redo it. That's weird. Whatever. I don't know what happened. I could go back in the video and look at it, but don't care. Distance formula. D equals x minus x, y minus y. Looks right. That looks like it. But I'm just double checking everything. 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1. So, picking the first answer that seems correct is a bad idea when, for any multiple choice question. Oh, this one has a minus sign, that one has a minus sign. That is incorrect, incorrect. It has to have a plus sign. It's better to look at all of them and eliminate the wrong answers before you guess the first correct answer, because the first correct answer could be wrong. Midpoint? The averages of the x's and the y's. That's what that really is. Next question. Distance from the center is called, from the center to the outside is the radius. And the next one is going to be from side to side. This line going through the circle, through the center of the circle, it's called the diameter. The equation is, I think I need to take a break. How long is it been? Yep, 23 minutes. We need to stop. And chapter 3, or section 13.2 we'll do in the next part.